To Joe's Astrology. This is the birth chart for Gary V or Gary Vaynerchuk. And the first thing that jumps out is this Mars in Cancer retrograde on the midheaven. You see my videos, I'll link it down in the description on Billionaires, Jeff Bezos, who's the other one? Well, Jeff Bezos definitely has it. Mars in the 10th house there. They usually have a strong Mars. And this guy, Gary Vee, is always talking about how much he loves the climb from the bottom. He loves the scrappiness of trying to get ahead and getting to the top. And there he has Mars in the 10th house, the house of Capricorn, in Cancer retrograde. Cancer, the opposite sign of Capricorn. But sometimes with the retrograde there, you can see it kind of acts like the opposite sign, or there's evidence of redoing, renewing, reviewing with retrograde there. So that is implied. It is implied in that a person is working with the polarity of the sign or the house. He also has Saturn there in the 10th as well. So he has a Mars Saturn in the 10th, the two tough planets, malefic planets, and they're in the same degree of 2 degrees. So they're not conjunct, they're semi-sextile in the same exact degree. And his Saturn, and I would say, for people that do have Mars Saturn, it's a positive way to approach life, because if they wouldn't do that, they may go into some places that they may not like and they may not be able to deal with. So having that mentality of keeping busy with forward movement things, nothing can. We're going to see more of this in this chart. There's less likely that can go wrong. And he has Saturn here in Leo. So we see he's an internet guy. He's all over the internet. And we could think of Saturn as his work, or just having Saturn in Leo. That's a pretty important planet to have in Leo. So he's definitely a Leo person, a creative, a performer, someone who likes to be center stage. And this idea of work, he has Moon in Pisces, opposite the work sign of Virgo, in the work house of the 6th house. And it is in the Scorpio decan. And it's making a trine to his Sun and North Node in Scorpio, so ruled by Mars and Pluto. He has Pluto in the 1st. Think of it as the Aries house ruled by Mars. So more of this emphasis on work. I think a guy that has Moon in the 6th, in order to keep himself healthy, he's got to keep his routines. He's got to keep working. He's not going to go into a super Piscean space and go off into the distance and never come back. He's just not going to do that. That would be unhealthy for him. And you can see that with even though the moon is in Pisces, it's in the 6th, and I don't think he might use that creativity and his acting ability in order to forward his career. Mars in the 10th house. As I said, it's trining those planets in Scorpio. And with Scorpio being ruled by Pluto and Mars, it all comes back to that 10th house of status and career. He's got Uranus, Mercury, the Sun, and the North Node all in the 2nd house of money, using the self as a resource. He definitely uses himself, promotes himself in order to procure resources. He's an internet guy. He's got Uranus there, conjunct Mercury, so very quick thinker, someone who can use the internet in order to gain money very well. Also, that Uranus is making a trine to the Mars in the 10th, so we see a grand trine between all of those planets. We're talking about working, the career, making money, by using the internet and playing on people's emotions. Scorpio, Pisces, and Cancer. because that's what he does. He gets people excited. He gets people emotional about how do you grow? How do you get big? How do you be the best marketer like me? And he always talks about high activity. And this is a guy with the Grand Trine in Earth. This is a high active person. He's got also his Jupiter in Aries in the seventh. So you can see he's interested in teaching other people, learning from other people with Jupiter there in the seventh, learning about business, how to promote yourself with Jupiter in Aries and the Leo decan, how to get ahead. These are things he wants to learn about. He has Venus in the first, in Libra, where it likes to be. And he is a Virgo rising with Venus there on the ascendant. So he's not the most unattractive person, but I'd say he's an attractive personality. He definitely can use his self. We see more of that, using the self to gain wealth there with Pluto. He's got Neptune in the third, so Neptune, a planet of finance in his conscious mind. And it's in Sagittarius, which is ruled by Jupiter, which is the planet of financing. So you want to see this is very much a money guy. Second house, sixth house. Second house. And then we see the emphasis on the earthly things, the sixth house work, the 10th house, the career. He's got a sun conjunct the north node. His south node is in Taurus in the 8th, where he's coming from. So he's coming from a place where he's really invested in other people's money, relationships, because that ruler of the south node is Venus in Libra, the sign of relationships. He's got Jupiter in the relationship house. And I know I'm throwing a lot out there very quickly. It's charts like this that I enjoy doing. I'm very interested in guys like Gary Vee. More of this indication of him being a famous YouTuber. He's got Uranus squaring that Saturn in the 10th. As I said, it's conjunct Mercury. It's making it in conjunct to the moon. It's making a connection to his ascendant, and as well semi-sextile to Venus, and then that trine to the Mars. So a lot of Uranus aspects here. You could say that Saturn might be in the 11th as well. The 11th house is ruled by the sun. Social house of networking, goals and objectives, ruled by the sun. Now where's the sun? It's in the second. So you can see his social aspirations, his social life is connected to his money, to his values. He probably spends a lot of time with his friend, the people that he socializes with. He probably people who he's networking with. He's one of those people that he probably doesn't socialize at all unless there's potential money involved, or relationships that can lead to money, like collaborating with people online in order to get more attention to his channel. I believe he is a media guy. He's considered a marketer. The rising here is ruled by Mercury. So his chart ruler is Mercury, and it's in Scorpio. Definitely can consider that high up there in symbolism for someone who's heavily involved in marketing with a chart like this. It's got that Jupiter-Neptune trine. If you watch my channel and you check out a lot of these videos, you'll see Jupiter and Neptune together with people that have big success, big money. And maybe in the future, I'll have to do some kind of one video bringing them all together to really see that. So I'm going to leave it there for now. This is the chart for Gary Vaynerchuk, And I hope you enjoyed this mini reading for Gary V.